So, hello! Hello, we are here to make a Honkai Star Rail tier list.
Yeah,
Because why not?
yeah. Why the hell not? And I am the little funny guy that former Mihoyo hater, now known as Hoyoverse.
Yeah, and the tier list is going to go off vibes because, well, we both played the game and, well, I played most of the characters. Uh, um, Gameplay is hard to put into tier lists if one of you is a newbie at the game, basically newbie. So
Yeah, it's gonna be mostly vibes, but I will factor in a bit of the kit as well. Just how I feel
yeah,
about the
I mean,
kit.
I mean, me too, but like, I would go mostly of vibes because a lot of characters would not land higher than D if I put in there.
Alright, what tiers do you also have tiers S to D and then F, or did you add the E as
Yes,
well?
yes, yes. I
Okay.
have S, D, and F. Um, for the Trailblazer.
Okay, so
Do
Caelus.
we choose the element, like the path, or do we just say Trailblazer in general?
Um, I will go just Trailblazer in general. How we feel about
Okay.
either of them, since they have slight
So,
differences in animations from what we know.
mm,
What was his name?
so
Caelus?
yeah, Caelus. I think I would put Caelus on A, not S, because I don't like the physical form and you're stuck with it for a pretty long time. Um, but I would put him in A.
Yeah.
Well, mostly because
Yeah.
his animations in the fire form are incredibly great.
Alright.
Um, and because his harmony form is just so homosexual. He's so gay. He's a gay icon as like uh as harmony. So he gets to be an A.
Alright. Where would I put Caelus? I mean, I liked the bat. It wasn't great, but I liked the bat. Very fun.
Yeah, you like the bonking stick
I mean, there's a reason why I like the Galactic Baseballer.
because bonk.
Yes, because Bonk. For now, I'm gonna put him in A as well. And now Stella? I
Stelle.
Stell.
I
I would
like her
I
animations.
would give her an B because her animations are a bit less.
Yeah, I like her animation for the only thing where I like her animations more is the preservation form.
Yeah, it's got a bit
The
more
rest
grace.
is
I
the
mean,
rest is way less, so I
isn't
put
the
her in
dance kind of
C.
the same, or is it slightly different?
Yeah, but the way she throws the head and like attacks as the Harmony Trailblazer is so much less funny.
Ah, okay.
So I take her to C. I don't like her animations, but
Um,
I like her voice. Her voice is great.
okay,
So
so
then we have March.
March.
You start
This
because you
this
have the
bitch. So, on my experience with her, she would be D or F. However, based on the information I was given, I will give her a C.
okay. A little funny thing. While we were
After
recording this,
after learning about her follow-up. Well, I still am not a fan of March, but I will give her that.
little funny thing. While we are recording this, I also
Yeah,
am simultaneously doing some Pokemon stuff, and my Pokemon just got exactly 621 HP.
nice,
Uh, not HP, EXP.
nice.
So you know,
Funny.
He's a furry now. Anyways,
Anyway,
March.
what do you give March?
The thing is, she is annoying to some extent, but I actually like her character pretty well. I feel a little bit of a connection to some of the things she does, and especially in Penacony, I felt a really hard connection at the end when she had all these existential questions that you did absolutely not like, but I did feel. So
Yeah.
I would actually put her in A, especially like gameplay wise, especially if you get like her first Eidolons. She can be really good.
Alright.
Like she can be incredibly good, and if you get her at Eidolon 6, you have a free healer plus 3 counters.
Alright. I mean, again,
And and the
after.
free dispeller of debuffs, so like she is actually a pretty good free unit.
Well, my feelings about preservation, something everyone's gonna learn as we get further down the line.
We don't even get too far down the line before we get to know that, I think.
I mean, from what I see, preservation characters are pretty far, so
Oh
are
well,
we ready to.
I wouldn't call Mr. Blondie directly beside Welt not being too far. It's a bit of an
Oh, so it's different for you because for me, Aventurine is like at the bottom.
No, I'm not talking about Aventurine. I'm talking
Oh,
about
the
your
part! I
favorite
forgot
preservation.
about the part.
I'm talking about your favorite guy,
I mean, the first motherfucker I rolled.
which we will have
Yeah,
very,
yeah, we'll get to the
very,
part
very
later.
vastly
Dan
different
Hang.
opinion about.
Dan Hang. Okay, they are separated. So Dan Hang, base version. Uh, in my opinion, D. Maybe even for now, I'm gonna put him in D because base version of Dan Hang is just the definition of mediocrity. There is nothing special
Uh,
about him.
I mean, you have a pretty significant chance of slowing enemies, which is basically what his whole kit revolves around. You slowing enemies and therefore getting buffs for your damage from his own kit.
Well,
But
I
yeah,
tried him out. I didn't feel the power. He was very underwhelming.
the thing with his kit is it's pretty much like you don't use him anymore. There are some Danhang mains that still use him. Um, but I personally, I also don't use him anymore, even if I have like wind weak enemies. He is good for breaking them because other wind characters have like aside from Sampo and now Black Swan have like very low impact on the weakness bar.
I mean,
But
true,
even
but
then you just use like you use Blade. Personally Blade is like the win DPS you use. Um or again uh you just use Miss Black Swan for like the extra Arcana damage, or Mr. Sampo, who is not as good as Black Swan, but he decimates wind weak enemies' weakness bars. So
yeah, where do you put him? Hello?
his
Oh, okay.
his character and his vibes are the only reason why I don't put him in F.
All right.
I put him on D
For these
because
nuts.
his gameplay is pretty bad, but his character is actually like this cool sidekick, cool person that actually that seems like he doesn't want to have to do with anything, but he cares still for his friends. That's like the type of character I love. So
Alright.
yeah, he gets saved by his attitude.
Congratulations, you don't suck. D tier. uh, Alright,
What
so
what do we think about Arlan? I mean, I know what
Alan.
I think about him. I know what I think about him, but
Alan, so he's lightning distraction, right?
yeah.
Alright, if I recall, his kit revolves around losing HP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the thing I don't like, his visuals are really nice. Does his ult also reduce HP? I don't remember how his ult works. I didn't play
I
much of
think
Arlan.
yes. I'm
I
pretty sure
mean,
yes.
Arlan, I like the guy. Like the kid is his kit is very flashy, and I just like the vibe of him. I'm going to put him on C below March.
The
Because
thing with
it is
Arlan
pretty flashy,
from
but I just don't like the HP loss.
the thing with Arlan for me that absolutely sucks is yes, he loses HP. Blade also does that. Blade also has a self heal mechanism. But Blade's kit does not only revolve around losing HP, it also scales with HP, which Arlan's does not. You basically only skill with attack, which is stupid because you get like no real damage increase from losing that HP other than like his like traces, but you get no like you obviously put HP on him as much as you can so he lives more, but you aside from the survivability you gain nothing of it. With Blade, you gain a damage increase. The higher your HP is on your blade, the higher is your damage increase. On Arlan, no. Which is so dumb. I hate this design. I like his game design. I like his character. I like his kit somewhat, but I
Yeah.
absolutely hate the design of his scaling.
Alright.
And that is a pretty big cut for me. And
So,
I put him in D
ooh.
with Mr. Danhang because of that, because they fucked up so hard with Arlan.
Alright. So next up we've got Asta.
Yeah, I would like to start that because
Uh,
Asta is one of my heroes in my Harmony only account because she does so much damage to the weakness bars. She does so much damage herself, and her attack buff is just so
I need
good.
a bit of
Oh,
explanation about Asta, because I think I only play her once or twice and I still don't understand what her kit even does.
so yeah, she's a pretty good unit, and you get her for free. If you get her Eidolons, you're even better. And
Okay.
she's very underrated most of the time because she is a free unit, and you're like, oh my god, I get better fire characters later that do more damage. But Asta is not built to do the most damage. She's built to boost the damage of your characters. And her Ascension 6 uh, trace also gives her survivability. With every stack, she gains +6 defense as well. So the more stacks she has, the harder she is to kill.
Alright.
So Asta is pretty good. I
So,
put her in A.
okay, so you put Asta in A.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I am torn between B and C. The reasoning being I don't like her kit. I don't like how it plays, but the constellations in the old and the whole like cosmic clock or whatever, like when you do it, are really
Yeah.
fucking cool. So and also her personality in the story is kind of funny. For now, I'm gonna go a bit more conservative, and I'm gonna put her uh next to between March and Alan and C. I might change that, but for now she's going to C.
Mm.
Because I am not that big fan of Asta. However, Herta. Um,
Her?
so Herta, I would put her in D or F because of how much of an annoying bitch she is. But I will put her in B because of funny Hummer.
I think you will have to beep that out. So since I already played like a lot, yeah, Herta is not too good late game. I'm first talking about gameplay, so Herta is not too good late game. Since like she falls off very quickly, especially in terms of bosses. Um, but with all the new endgame content we got now, with the new simulated universe and all that, Herta has gotten like a little bit of things back. Plus, her own shop now sells a very good light cone for her specifically. Um, um, and I kind of like her.
Alright.
I definitely heard too much, especially in the early days of the game. I heard too much of her kuru 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 ring kuru 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 ring. Um, but I actually like her, and as in the story,
Yeah.
I also kind of like her. She's incredibly arrogant, and I hate that. But she is also she has the intelligence to like build that arrogance. Like she is not arrogant and can't do shit. She is arrogant and has the intelligence to do shit.
Alright.
Like she and Mr. Screwdom, who I am still livid is not a playable character yet, tricked Silverwolf and banned her 70 alternative accounts.
Yeah, they sure did.
So she is good, and I'm kind of also excited to see what, like, we know lore wise that the puppet herder is not the real herder. Like,
Yeah.
she has like hundreds of puppets, but she's also still alive to, like, control them. So I would love to see
The
the
real
real
Herta
herder
trademark.
and what she can do, because she is canonically an emanator of erudition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Huh.
and I would just love to see what the real herder can do. For
Alright.
now, I think I'll put her in C with Stelle,
Okay.
because her gameplay is just it falls over so quickly, which is very sad actually. But
Alright.
I like her overall thing.
Alright, fair. So we ready to move on?
Yeah, now
So,
comes one of your
Serval.
favorites, Serval.
So, as for Serval, um, one of the Landaus, one of the first persons you meet, and fucking Belobog. We all love Belobog.
Yeah, you
Um,
hate Belobog and its pacing.
yeah, because it's horrible. Anyway, Serval, she carried me through most of the game, including most of Penacony. Um, yeah, I would give her A tier, because especially with Eidolon 1, you just always can hit at least two enemies. And yeah, she's pretty good at breaking the entirety of the lineup of the enemies. She's just good at what she does. And, well, she's fun to hang around with. What are your thoughts on Serval?
I love Serval. I don't play her that much since her kit is kind of weird to me. It's more DOT based, but she's not an agility character.
Yeah.
It's also somewhat break based, which she can do very well with her skill and stuff. She kind of has this early game syndrome since she was one of the first characters where she um is good early and late game, but the more characters come out with more refined kits, she falls over quickly.
Yeah, true.
But character wise, I love her. I love musicians. I love that she plays the guitar. I know you didn't really think too much of her story quest, but to me, this story quest was very emotional.
I mean, it's hard for me to get into the emotional nitty-gritty of others.
Yeah,
I can barely decipher my own.
but like they depicted like grief and handling losing a person that was once very dear to you, but that you also had like a very complicated relationship with, like handling losing that person forever, not even being able to get the apology you longed for so long anymore, and like dealing with that whole stuff.
Yeah.
That was so well done. And like the end scene of her like crashing her guitar in front of the place where Cocolia died, and like that was so hard. So I love Serval, I love her voice,
Yeah.
I love her singing. I kind of like her kit, even though it falls over very quickly. I like her design, like this kind of patchwork thing on her clothes.
Hmm.
So she's easy A tier for me, even though her kit that isn't that good for me anymore. But her character just is so good.
All right.
Oh, I see the next character, Booby
Uh,
Jump.
yeah, Natasha, also known as Booby Jumpscare, and for that reason, F.
You really put her in F just for that.
I, I mean, she has nice personality traits. However, I am sorry, but the alt makes me literally jump every time I see it, so no.
Okay.
I do not. Actually, I need to do this as a joke. I am adding a new tier below F. It's a red one, and it's called Oh God No. She's not F. She's in the Oh God No.
Oh, I immediately know which character will also land there.
Uh, I would normally put Natasha herself probably in like high D, low C, but just purely because of her alt, she goes to Oh God No.
Well, Natasha, she's the first healer you get, and in the early uh, times of Honkai Star Rail, she was one of the only two healers that you could even get.
Hmm.
So she was incredibly important for everyone. Since then, I think she fell a little bit off. Like we got good healers like Lynx and Loucha, one of the best healers in the whole fucking game.
We even have Galaga later on
Mm-hmm.
that can also
So
keep
like,
up quite well with
so
Berserk.
like she fell over kind of. Well, I mean not really, since you are so restricted in what you can. use as healers.
I mean, every abundance character pretty much helps.
Yeah. So, um, I I I like her character. Like she took a lot of orphans in, cared for them. Hook was one of them. Luka was one of them. Seele was one of them. Um, she is the freaking head of Wildfire,
Mm,
while being the only doctor in the whole underground and caring for so many people. Having to deal with illegal uh drug selling and stuff like that, and also with the backstory of her brother being kind of a mad scientist kind of doctor. So like she's pretty strong. Like gameplay wise, she doesn't do a lot of damage because she is supposed to be a healer.
yep,
But
abundance.
character wise, she's incredibly strong. And at this young age, I'm not sure how old she is, but she can't be like older than 30, possibly. So
Yeah.
this her character is so great. Um, I think because of her kid falling off kind
Yeah.
of easily, I will put her in B, but her character is just so good. If we were just going off character and not gameplay in any way, she would be S.
Alright. Yeah, but I wanna incorporate gameplay into it a bit, since
It's a combat game where you have to use everyone that's on your team because
it's a
it's a
turn-based JRPG at its core, pretty much. So
yeah.
yeah. Again, to remind everyone, she would go somewhere between C and D. However, booby jumps can make her go below F to oh god no. Anyway, as we all know in our alphabet when we learn it, F is for Pela.
Mm, yeah, there's
Pela
also
is awful. I mean, her kid, I thought it would be cool with like the drones, but like they do a little shockwave and the shockwave does, you guessed it, fuck all. So, yeah, I mean, she has pretty decent personality, but no, it does not redeem her. F is for Pela.
the thing is, I actually think Pela is like right there with Natasha, and not really because of her personality. I mean, I like her personality. Yes, I also like the little hardcore friendship she has with Lynx there. Like, I love that quest of them. But and also the quest was also another well done one. Like the crying scene of Pella hit me
Oh
so hard
yeah,
every time I saw that quest.
oh yeah, that
So
one.
yeah. But the real reason why I would put her in B is because she's actually a pretty good unit if you utilize her well. She is she was before Luocha the only character that could take buffs away from enemies, which is good, very good, especially for boss enemies. If they have like a buff that you can take away that hires their damage for a certain percentage, you will just
Mm-hmm.
you will be decimated if you don't take away that buff. And her main thing in the team is to spam mostly normal attack to preserve skill points, um, take away buffs from the enemies when they set them on, so they don't get too strong. And she has a pretty high defense shred on her ultimate.
Alright.
And especially after Acheron came out, this is a very good support for Acheron, if not the best character to support Acheron.
Oh, we'll get a lot of more of my opinions once we get to Penacony.
Yeah, but like Pela is actually pretty good. She has a very simple kit, but this simplicity is actually pretty good since you don't have to like have to complicate things while building her. She's a very simple kit. You can put her in a lot of teams because her defense shred helps everyone, and
Mhm.
the buff removal is great. And if you have ice weak enemies, you even have the chance to freeze them, which is also pretty good. So like Pela is an easy B for me.
All right. I mean, again, I haven't played most of these characters. Either I
Mr.
haven't played
Sampo.
them or low. Mr. Sampo immediately goes to F next to Pela, even below her. No. No.
um,
I refuse to let this bastard go any higher. I actually actively despise him. I hate him. And he almost ruined Penacony for me when he appeared in the Golden Hour. I do not like this man.
I mean, you didn't like the Golden Hour in general.
We'll get to that when we get to Penacony.
Um, I don't like Sampo's character per se. I think his character model is quite attractive, but that's only
No,
my
his looks
weird
are pretty
thing.
good. I hate
Um,
the guy.
I don't like his character per se. I think he's incredibly interesting though. Like the way he is. The masked fools have this whole mysterious thing of what is their plan. What do they know? Do they know anything more than other characters? Uh,
Yeah.
and it seems like especially after Penacony now, especially after Sparkle's quest and the little scene at the end, it seems like they are somewhat of an underground version of the IPC where they seem very like in general seem somewhat okayish, but like they're very skilled and like they know a lot more than they want to give out. And like the thing of Sampo and Sparkle communicating and Sparkle then like asking if something will happen to Yarilo 6 in the future because Sampo doesn't want her to go there, or like Sampo still
Mhm.
wanting to go back to Yarilo 6, is like, so why would that be the first thing she thinks of? Because she knows that something is coming. And I think a lot of the masked fools are like, they are some kinds of prophets in a weird way,
Mhm.
and maybe even try to protect some of the worlds they're staying in on purpose, like Sampo for Yarilo 6, like even protecting that from something in a weird way. So like
Alright.
I'm quite interested in Sampo's story as a character himself. No, I don't like him, but like his story can get interesting,
Okay, so
and
well,
for that I will put him
yeah.
in D. I
In
don't like his
D.
character. I like his
Okay.
character design. He's very attractive again. Um, I kind of like that the one item you had to bring him when you met him in the Golden Hour and first did the Hanu thing are handcuffs. Um, that is a thing that's staying in my head for now. Because there was also a funny option to say, I think, why do you want handcuffs, or why do you have handcuffs, or something like that. Um, but like Sampo as a character himself, eh, his gameplay also fell over very quickly, especially since Miss Black Swan came out. He can still be used pretty well in battle, but I think the most interesting part about him is the story he's going to be in the future, and that's not enough for me to put him in C or B.
All right. So
Oh,
next up, we have this funny character called Object Permanence, the game. In this game, you move above Natasha in the "Oh God no" category because this fucking child, this little kid, he hid from me in apparently very obvious way, but for the love of God, I could not find her. Yeah, she goes into the "Oh God no" hook, also known as Object Permanence, the game. I mean, she's pretty funny with her kibble. Like, no,
Hook
nah,
might be my first F character.
whoa,
I like her character. I think she's incredibly hilarious and she's funny. But gameplay wise, I absolutely despise her kit.
ooh, all right,
She is built to burn, but her kit's burn doesn't really inflict until she's either using her technique outside of battle to initiate the battle or to until she breaks. And I currently we have a lot of characters that basically want to use their skill or like use a skill point nearly every turn.
true,
And Hook is one of the lower priority characters to do that with. Therefore, she does not fit in any team really, because the only good thing about her, if you play her as being neutral or positive, which is you only use your normal attacks or here and there her skill, her only good thing is her ult because her normal attack sucks. And
okay,
after her ult, her skill is enhanced, but you will rarely use it because it does less than the other characters and you want to basically always use their skills, and therefore there are no points left for Hook. So she constantly is just there to fill up the skill points for your other characters and do no damage in the process.
all right,
If her skill would be worth it, then it would be something different, but it is not.
all right.
So she's the first F character for me.
Damn. Next up, we have the lazy gambling addict, also known as the Qingque.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I know is I speak way less on them because I played the game for way less. Qingque, I still don't fully understand her kit. I mean, I know you want to draw 4 tiles, but it's still confusing a bit to me. However, Qingque is and I mean incredibly funny. So I would put her above Herta in B because I think Qingque deserves it. Because while I may not understand her kit fully, how it works, I do like the little animations where like the tiles like jump up and then she gets super happy when she finally gets the full tile set. It's fun. It's just simple fun. So yeah, middle of B tier. Where do you put Qingque?
I will put her in B tier too. Um, she is, if you have her E6 and also have Sparkle, she is absolutely S tier. Um,
Alright.
she is somewhat easy to build as one of the earlier characters, so I think she needs like the normal DPS stuff like speed, attack, crit stats. Um,
Knowing Starvel, you're gonna get HP, defense, and fucking effect resistance.
Possibly. Um, but the thing is, especially after you have Sparkle and can give her more skill points to burn through,
Yeah.
um, she actually gets pretty good. Her like enhanced normal attack is, if you build her correctly, is way more damage than you do with some DPS's normal skills.
Damn.
And if you have her E6, you get skill points back from her enhanced attack, which you don't get if you don't have her E6. You have follow-up attacks in some of her normal and enhanced attacks. Um,
Mm.
you have somewhat the first skill point use of the battle is free, and like those are all benefits to make her go harder. And you can also use her like passively. You don't have to use her skill to get your tiles quickly. You can also just put her speed down as much as you can and then use all your other characters, and her passive allows her to just draw one tile, and the faster your other characters are, uh, the easier it is for her to passively gain the right tiles.
Mm.
So like if you have her E6 and also pair her with Sparkle, she is absolutely S tier, if not S plus.
Damn.
But on herself, without Eidolons, she is B tier.
Alright.
And yeah, I absolutely love her character and the fact that she interacts so much with the Master Diviner, even if they have no business interacting this much. And that she's basically the same height, if not a little bit taller
We'll
than.
get to Fush 1 for scale. That's for later.
Yeah, yeah, but like this is incredibly funny. Also, the first thing she said when you meet her in the story is like after these guys she's absolutely destroying in this
Celestial
game.
Jade.
Um, yeah, after this one guy asked her if she can allow herself to play in times like this, she's like, "Oh, the Master Diviner is there. She might be small, but she is incredibly powerful." So that was hilarious. That was the first time you saw her and the first thing you heard from her. So
Right.
that's a pretty big thing. I love Qingque. I hated her in one banner. I don't know which banner it was. I know you saw that because I got her thousands
Wasn't that
of times.
wasn't that the Acheron one?
No, that wasn't the Acheron one. It was way before the Acheron one.
Web? Okay, I
Because
don't remember which one was it.
uh, I
No,
am not sure either which one it was, but I know it was not the Acheron one. I think
maybe it
it
was a
was
Loucha?
I think it was Lynx's first banner. I'm not sure which one Lynx's first banner was, but I'm sure I wanted another 4-star way more than I wanted her.
I don't know. I don't remember.
So I got her a lot of times and I got pretty angry, and then later not even on my main account. I played a lot on my No Wishes Until Trailblaze 50 account,
Yeah.
and she was like the main damage dealer of the whole thing and killed everything even
Whoa.
without having Sparkle yet. So
Whoa.
that was incredible.
Yeah,
Uh,
but overall, I think we wanna focus more on singular, not combos.
yeah.
Like just the character. So anyway, Tingyun is the name.
Mm-hmm. Tingyun.
Yeah, F is for harmony.
Yeah, you hate Harmony. Uh,
It's very simple. I don't like her kid, and she would go into the oh god no because of that one cutscene where her necky snappy snap when she looks at you. However, my hatred for harmony is greater than that. Yeah, she goes to F. I don't like Tingyun.
I like Tingyun. I like her kit. It gives a lot of attack boosts to the character that you currently give her skill to. It gives a lot of energy regeneration for a faster ult recharge. She is incredibly squishy and will get hit or killed a lot of times if you're not 100% accurate with your team building and stuff. But I kind of love her, especially since the Harmony account, and I got her there, and she's an absolute staple in my Robin team because she helps me get Robin's ult way faster and therefore hit for more damage way faster.
Alright.
So yeah, Miss Tingyun is. I think the next snap brings her down to C for me.
Alright.
I'm sorry, the next snap was horror.
Alright. So, Sushang, also known as the big metal pee lady. Very funny, but already that the kid is kind underwhelming. However, she is a funny character. So for now, I'm gonna give her a high C, like above March, if the website allows me to. Okay, it did. Might bump her up to B later, but for now she goes to high C, because while the big cock is funny, this is not really much to Sushang overall, I don't
So
think.
my funniest thing from Sushang is in Good Knife's video for the Fixture Garden quest, the and then she did
Family Guy death
and then she
pose.
fell over. So yeah, that's the funniest thing. But also I kind of like her because she's funny, but also because she's canonically very strong. You have seen it in your playthrough of the Fixed Draw Garden of the like Heliobi quest event quest line where you had to fight Mr. I'm getting bullied by every character.
Oh, we'll get to the fudge known as Yanqing, and I'm gonna have to blur that word.
Um but Sushang, her story is she never has been to school really because her mother just said she needs to train,
Okay.
and so she's not like incredibly intelligent when it comes to like academic stuff, but she's a very good social reader, so she knows when people like are upset or something.
Mm.
So she's a very social person. Um and her absolutely like staying alive against a stronger Yanqing because he was strengthened by the Heliobi.
Oh, right, yeah.
A, a, a canonical, well trained swordsmaster general of the Xianzhou, with her being more or less an ordinary Cloud Knight, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Um, And while Yanqing, we get to that point, but while Yanqing lost against a lot of figures, most of these figures were well trained martial artists and fighters with years of experience over him,
Mm.
like Kafka, or even we have at this point, we have the power of 2 eons.
Yeah.
Like, fighting against that and not losing would
I
be
mean,
a wonder.
I
And
mean, we kind of have the power of 3 eons at this point.
yeah, but we did not canonically fight against Yanqing with the power of harmony on our side.
True. Okay. Yeah.
So, so Yanqing losing against all of these characters is, yeah, pretty hard, but also pretty logical. Sushang not losing against the strengthened Yanqing, who is one of the youngest swordsmasters of the Xianzhou ever, and he's getting the strength boost by the Heliobi, and her living is incredibly impressive. And for that, I respect her.
So where does she land then?
She gets in the B tier.
B tier, gotcha.
For that, I respect her. She's incredibly strong lore-wise.
Next up, I want to rank them both at the same time.
You
We've
mean
got Himeko.
you mean Mom and Dad of the Astral Express?
Yes, we got Himeko and Welt. So Himeko, the one with the pizza cutter, but also orbital strike. Well, I like both of them. Himeko, obviously, for the pizza cutter funny shenanigans plus the orbital strike, because that's just amazing. And then Welt for the big bad black hole. I would put Welt in like A, because like he is really good, but the randomness of his E annoys the shit out of me. And as for Himeko, I would actually be, she's gonna be the first one to go into S for me, because I like that orbital strike and just overall how Himeko is. So Himeko will go S and Welt goes middle of A.
And before we keep talking about black holes and how deep they are, we can talk about the sponsor of this video, right, Shadow Legends?
Wow, that was a really smooth segue to that sponsor.
I had to make that joke. It's just so funny. It's the funniest
I am
meme ever.
absolutely going to use that because that is hilarious.
Yeah, but from my ranking, Himeko also lands an S.
Ooh.
Not because of her kid, because I think her kid again also has that like early game syndrome of falling over quickly because it's not as it's too specific, but also on the same time not specific enough.
Alright.
But her character absolutely takes away from that.
Alright, and
again, she is the mother of the Astral Express.
yeah.
She cares for everyone.
Yeah.
The backstory of her from Honkai Impact Third, which I don't really completely get, but I have seen videos from, is incredibly sad. I love her outfit. I love that like Greek, like design, ancient Greece design of like the dress she wears. Then with the jacket on one half, she has she has her arm through the sleeve. On the other, it's just hanging there somehow. I kind of love this design. I love this outfit.
Alright. Try keeping it a bit more brief with characters, because
Yeah, and I try.
Yeah,
but
I know you're trying.
So many aspects.
I know you can keep this up. I'm just little reminder.
And Welt.
Well. What do you think of Welt?
Welt lands in B for me.
Ooh.
I like his character. I like that he's like somewhat calculated, but also incredibly silly.
Yeah. Why the
And
B though?
he's like he's like a dog when you tease him by not really saying walkies, but like teasing of saying walkies, and for him it's a mission. It's like he's like if he had a tail, he would wag his tail every
he was
time the word
incredibly happy
mission.
when he could disembark the train on Penacony.
Yeah, like he's like that. He's really like that Labrador dog when you
Walkies?
are close to saying walkies, but not really.
Yeah.
And he's like he hears the first three letters of mission, and he's like already excited.
Yeah, true.
So that is very, very fun and very silly. So yeah, I like Weld, and I like his ultimate, and the fact that he is currently the only imaginary character that can imprison
Without
enemies
breaking.
without breaking.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Yeah,
So,
that's it for Welt.
so now we are on to the part. So, if any one of you notice a pun, you would see that harmony lands in F. Well, guess what I think about preservation? That's right, the part goes into F because holy shit, this man is useless. Other than his ult, which is very slow to build, he is literally useless. Anyway, on to you.
I somewhat disagree. I put him in C
Damn.
because he is, compared to other shielders, he is really not that good because his shield is way slower.
Mm-hmm.
This new feature in Honkai Star Rail where you see what the game says you could do with like relic stuff and all that shit. It apparently says you should use an ERR rope on him, like energy regeneration rate, which I get, but also what but if his shield is up, it's pretty good, especially if you build him right. And if you don't have him in a team that uses skill points, very frankly, you can use his skill from time to time, and his skill has a pretty high chance of freezing. Um, and his self-reviving thing is good for especially like um later stages of Memory of Chaos and all that shit. So yeah, as a character, he falls over quickly again. He's one of the early game characters, so he's like
Yep.
other characters late game and like in later updates power creep him incredibly hard. But he's still good to use in teams that are specifically good for him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I put him in C tier. I also kind of like his character. He's very protective of the people he loves, which mostly are his sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's his emotional intelligence is incredibly low. We have to work on that. But otherwise, I think he's a pretty solid character, actually.
All right. Now I wonder how many people I'm gonna piss off with this, but Bronya goes right alongside the part. I don't like Bronya.
I like
I
Bronya.
somewhat understand what she do with the E, like boosting the turn by 100%, but she's just boring. Like from her kid, like when I try playing her, like in some of the events, from what I've seen, she's just boring. There is nothing special about her. Like, oh wow, the Supreme Guardian of Belobog. How quaint, like cool. So yeah, I don't like Bronya. F.
Bronya is actually an S tier for me. I love Bronya.
Holy
And
shit! So you're
not
telling
only
me we did two other sides of the spectrum? Damn.
yeah, I love Bronya. I love her kit. The bringing forth your DPS is incredibly helpful. The damage increase she can do is amazing. She has still some of that early game character syndrome of like falling over a little bit, but her ultimate giving the whole team damage increase. Um, if you have her signature Lightcone, the ultimate can also refresh skill points. If you have her E1, her skill can refresh skill points. Um, if you have her E4, she has a follow-up attack, which procs 50% of the time whenever one of your other characters attacks the enemy. Um, I think her Ascension 4
Damn,
trait
that's in depth. Whoa.
makes it so that every normal attack you do with her is a crit hit, which you will absolutely already build crit damage on her because that's like the you don't need crit rate because every time she can hit, which is a normal attack, is an immediate crit.
Mm-hmm.
And crit damage is the buffs she mostly gives based on her own crit damage stats. So you want to build a lot of crit damage on her, basically like Sparkle. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I love Bronya. I also love her because she's calm, she's collected, but she still shows like signs of anxiety like every 20-year-old person does. And you don't forget that she has like the future of a whole fucking planet on her shoulders now.
I mean, she can have
Why?
the future of the entire planet. Like, I'm not denying that. I'm just saying she's boring. Anyway, sorry, you
Um,
continue.
little PSA: being grown up means you have to do boring shit most of the time.
Yeah, well, this is Honkai Star. There are other people like Jing Yuan, which I will put higher, this,
Um,
despite his stuff being also quite boring. So, yeah,
but yeah,
it's just how Bellabog is and how I feel about Bronya. But yeah,
I
continue.
I I love Bronya. I also love that she's a American trademark with her big gun, and
Mm-hmm.
the that she's the girlfriend of my favorite character. So
Alright. Next up, we've got Clara. Um, I don't know where to put her really, cause I know her kid revolves around she gets hits, Farok shoots, which, a bit too RNG for me. I know there are ways you can make enemies focus on her, but still, eh. Um, I mean, I would give her like a low B. She's pretty interesting. Mostly what's boosting her rating is as Farog, cause my god, it's Farog. Um, yeah, I haven't played her really. I still have her unlocked. Yeah, her kid is weird to me. I would say that like the kid is weird. I like her. I adore Svarog, but yeah, I think low B maybe she gets down to high C. For now, low B. Yeah.
well, for me, with the characters I already have in B and in C, I will definitely put her in C. Um, because like with Welt, Sushang, Qingque, she doesn't fit up there because there's a major flaw in her kit,
All
and that
right.
is not the counter;
Yeah.
it's her skill.
I don't know what to do.
So when you get attacked and counter,
Yeah.
Svarog puts a counter mark on the enemy. When you
Okay.
use her skill, which is this team-wide attack, every enemy that has a counter mark on it will get um, increased physical damage and also will get one portion of damage more.
Okay.
But the thing is,
Yeah.
without an Eidolon, this takes away the markers.
Oh.
So, like, with Eidolon 1, you
Yeah.
have, like, basically once every enemy attacked you one time, you can use the skill to do increased damage to them.
Mm-hmm.
Without the Eidolon, you can't until they hit you again, which is somewhat fine. But the problem I have with this is that it only happens when you use the skill. Because Clara will be put in teams where you want to use the skill of other characters way more, like for
Mm.
Aventurine to refresh the shield, or like for March to refresh the shield on Clara so she gets hits more. So you basically will close to never use this increased amount of damage because you can't use it because you would take away skill points from characters that would actually need them. And that is the major flaw in her kit that I absolutely do not like. Otherwise, Clara is a great character. I love her. I love the counter mechanic. I love Svarog. But this flaw is so
Okay. So we ready to move on?
yeah.
So
I
do we
see your
do we
favorite
do we
character.
really need to talk about Yanqing?
I want to talk about him because I absolutely see a major flaw in his kit as well.
Okay, but before you talk about the flaw, where are you putting Yanqing? Because he goes to F
F.
immediately. Now,
Not really because of his character. He's incredibly annoying, but he has great potential, so his character would land in D or C. Um,
holy shit.
but he's F because his kit is absolutely stupid.
Okay, try to keep it brief about his kid because we all know that Yanqing just deserves to be here. Anyway,
He
yes.
needs to use his skill to get his talent up. If he gets hit, his talent goes away. If he uses his normal attack and his talent follow-up attack does not proc, his talent also goes away.
Wait, what?
So he's basically always supposed to use a skill point
Whole
to maybe do more damage.
Jesus
Maybe.
Christ. That is
Maybe.
horrible.
Not even guaranteed to do more damage because you have no way of 100% proccing the follow-up attack.
That is
Never.
horrible. Anyway, Bailu.
Yeah.
I think Bailu deserves an A. I will put it below Serval. Um, she just seems like a good healer, like multi-target healer that's available without limited 5-star bonus. Which would be my main reason to put her higher. You know,
Mm.
because she's not a limited one. I don't like that the heal is random with the targets, but it is nice that it is multi-target.
The randomness of the heal is the only reason why I will put her in B. I
Fair.
love her. I love her character. I love her character design, like her being like so short and so cunning, and like always being on the run. And you basically would have to chain her to anything to make her do something without her even running away. Um, but also her story quest with Dan Hang was very crazy good. I like the visuals of them both like sealing the ambrosial arbor again and the sea and stuff. I like Bailu. I like her character. I like her kid somewhat. I love that she is without eidolons, because with eidolons you can also do that with Hoho. But without eidolons, she's the only character that can revive people except for Gepard, but he can only revive himself. So,
Okay.
yeah, I like her. In German, it's a little bit meh. There's one meh thing,
Okay.
which her invigoration buff, like the one where you get attacked and heal a little bit up again,
Yeah.
is called Belebung, and Belebung means revival. So it's a little bit
Ooh.
confusing
Okay. I see.
when it tells you like shit that happens with the revival and you think it's with her revivability, but it's with her buff that you gain from the ultimate, and it's so confusing and I hate that, but otherwise Bailu is a great healer.
All right. Now
My favorite.
onto your bean, your bean of the hunt. I say S is for Zila.
Yeah, Seele is absolutely S. I
Now, for context to people, why I say S is for Seele. So when I first set my Calyxes and I added my Han as a friend to clear them more easily, let's just say my characters never had a turn.
That's
Because
what Seele was made
Seele
for.
could do. You killed an enemy, here's my next turn. You killed an enemy, here's my next turn, my ult. You used my ult, I have another free turn, and it just kept spiraling. So yeah, S is for Seele, because while she may be of the hand, she can clear like erudition if her damage is high enough.
My Seele is my favorite. I don't use her as much anymore because again the game keeps on power creeping early game characters. But she is still my favorite. I love her character. I loved her since the start of Honkai Star Rail. I got her pretty early on. I got her light cone. I got the first banner she had. I got like 2 or 3 eidolons of her without even really trying for it. I was just, chugging in because I have a gambling addiction. But
Yeah, and you should also clarify that currently you have her at Eidolon 5.
yep, I at the second time her banner came around with Topaz together, I got Topaz and then put money in to get Eidolon 5 out of the banner instead of going for Topaz Light Cone. Um, so yeah, Seele is my baby, and I always have her as a support character on my profile.
Mhm.
I love the way she plays. I love the sim uh, symbiotic relationship she has with Bronya in battle. Mm, I I just love everything about Seele. I love her costume. I love her. Uh, I love the way she is, like character wise in the game. I love the fact she has a scythe, which is one of my favorite
Weapon types
weapons
or like archetypes,
ever.
whatever.
Um, yeah, Seele is just my favorite character, and yeah, Seele is Seele.
Okay, yeah, yeah, fair. Next up we've got Jing Yuan. Um, well, I'm gonna put him with Dan Hang in D. I don't really. Eh, to me, he's very meh. I understand his power. Like his power is pretty cool. Like in the cutscenes where when he uses the whatever the hell lightning thingy he has, that's pretty cool. However, no, he's no, he's I don't know. It seems not that interesting to me, so I will put him in D next to Dan Hang.
I put him in A.
All right.
First off, he's hot. Second,
Yeah. Yeah. What's second?
sorry, I got a little bit
Yeah, your mind blanked out. I know.
no, my mind didn't blank out. I
Oh.
just heard noise from outside, and
Ah.
my
Okay.
danger sense kicked in and wanted to hear what's happening. Um, yeah. First off, he's hot. Second, I am still convinced, even though he has been power crept quite a lot, he is still one of the better follow-up characters you can have.
All right.
He's somewhat easy to build, especially with all the follow-up related relics we got,
Mhm.
and his kit is just interesting. You're like, um, you're not only trying to get the most damage out of it, but you're also having like this very motivational thing of trying to get 10 stacks even if you're killing the enemy fast. Like you're basically always trying to get the high score of 10 stacks as fast as you can. Um, and that is quite funny. Also the Lightning Lord hits like a truck. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah. Also his backstory with the white lion that waited for him to return from the war he was on, and like was basically like that one dog in children's stories that waited for his owner for like hundreds of years or something. It was so sweet. Also the way he treats Fushen and Yanqing in the story, even though he knows their flaws and stuff, he like nags them a little bit, like he teases them a little bit, but um never really is mean to them, and more sees their potential
Yeah.
and all that stuff. This man is pretty cool. And also the ship pictures with Dan Hang are peak. They are so good. Uh, but anyway,
So now we're on to Silverwolf, one of
your
my
beloved.
beloved, and funnily enough, the reason I even downloaded this video game after hitting on Genshin so hard, and in a way on Starville because same company. So as we learned, S is for Stellaron Hunter. However, that's a lie because I need to add a new row above it because a Silverwolf is, and you won't believe it, my beloved. Yeah, funnily enough, we have a tier above S. It's called My Beloved, and that's where Silverwolf goes. If you wanna go by normal definitions, S tier. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
I would agree with the S here. Not only is Silverwolf a pretty fun character that also amazingly took place in a lot of main quests at this point.
yeah,
Um,
but I think what keeps her in the game, if I can speak, despite not playing as much as you, I think it is the weakness implant skill thing.
yeah, I would like to talk about this myself if I put her in the S tier.
I just wanted to add that one because I knew it, sorry.
So, first off, again, she's a very fun character. Like from the character wise, the way she always plays with the people she's supposed to beat, um, which she can easily do except for Screwloom, which is sadly not in the game yet. I will say this until Hoyoverse does it, because I love Screwloom. But yeah, she's a great character overall. She's very mysterious when it comes to her, like when it comes to her past. She's also very mysterious when it comes to her goals, because while we know Kafka's goals somewhat, or Blade's goals, or even now Firefly's goals in some to some degree, we have no clue about why Silverwolf is part of the Stellaron Hunters. I mean, you can safely assume a lot of a big part of that is because it's fun for her. But I'm pretty sure she also has something in her past that's the reason why she's with Elio and the Stellaron Hunters. And I think when we hopefully somehow sooner or later get to see Punk Lord, we will get to know a lot about her past, because I'm quite interested in that.
Oh, if we
Aside
do.
from that, the gameplay again is pretty good. She's the only one that can consistently implant weaknesses of other characters' types, not her own type. Well, she can do that as well, but she can consistently like implant weaknesses. which makes her one of the first and most consistent characters to do quantum only challenge runs, because otherwise you will not get through that. But with Silverwolf in your party, you absolutely can, because every quantum character can do damage to that enemy then. Also, she's a incredibly good debuffer, with like every one of her attacks being able to do one of 3 debuffs, which are also very great attack, defense, and speed threats. Um, it, she's just amazing. She's an amazing character. In the beginning, people thought she would fall off very fast, but she didn't. In fact, she's even more important now because of her big pool of debuffs she can implant, and like Acheron teams can use her so well. Um, yeah, she's an amazing debuffer, an amazing character to put in every universal team. Yeah.
All right. So Yukong
Mm-hmm.
is the name. I don't know much about. I don't think I even played her once. Same as the general D. That's my vibes of at least. Can't speak on gameplay. Haven't played.
As much as it hurts me, I
Yeah.
will also put her in D.
Whoa.
I love her character. I love her backstory. Well, I don't love her backstory because it's very traumatic, but like I like the backstory that they gave her.
I only know a part of it because I still haven't done one of those purple quests with her. So
Um,
reminder, I don't know that part yet.
she was a Xianzhou pilot from a fight on a fighting ship, and fought in the war against, I think it was the propagation. I think it was against the swarm. No, it was against the abundance.
Uh,
And they lost quite a lot of people. Uh, Also, her best friend, trademark. I'm not sure if they were just best friends, but like
yeah,
it's not been confirmed that they have been more, so
yeah.
I can't just say best friend. Um, and she saw her die, like she died in her arms,
Oof.
and that shortly after they were like they had no real hope anymore, and then the lander rainbow arbiter just shot his arrows and killed every abundance thingy that they had to fight, like in an instant, while they had to fight for their lives to kill them. And
Mm,
that made her also lose a little bit of understanding for the war itself, and she was like, well, if the Eon can just shoot one arrow and destroy every enemy that we have to risk our lives for to even kill one, why doesn't he fight this fight and we stay safe? And she also adopted the daughter of her best friend slash possibly girlfriend. Um,
mm.
and I will not elaborate further. She is afraid of her, like not of her, but like of her choosing the same path she did. I will not elaborate further because that will be explained in the purple quest that you will still do. So, um,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, she's a very
I'm slow at
complicated
them.
character, and sadly, her kit is also very complicated, and I kind of don't like it the way
Okay.
it is built. and there are so many problems with it that if I go into it now, we will have like 3 hours. So I will
Wait,
just say
let
I
me check
don't
the
like her
funny.
kid.
We already got an hour 30. Damn.
So I will not go into it, but
Okay.
I hate the way her kid is constructed. But she as a character, I like her so much, but her kid just drags her down so much.
Alright, I wanna see how many Abundance and Joy I can piss off by putting Loucha in Oh God No.
I mean,
With
you hate Lucha.
with the reasoning being he is a weird
Motherfuckers.
and let's not even get started on the coffin.
Yeah,
Now
you will have to beep out a lot of words here.
yeah, I know, it's fine. Anyway, if I were to put him on the tier list, for real, ignoring, and I mean if we are ignoring his character, his kid would be, I don't know, middle B. Maybe he would creep to low A's. However, oh god, no. And if we factor in who he is and stuff, D or even F. I do not like this man. He is weird.
I now have to decide if I factor character more or gameplay more. Because if I factor gameplay more, he lands an A. If I factor character more, he kind of lands in C or D.
I
I
mean,
don't
you
know
choose.
much about the lore in Honkai Impact 3rd, but I know that he is like responsible for a big bad thing happening. And he's also responsible for the whole trauma Welt has. Um, so I I just go gameplay wise and I put him in A because gameplay wise he's incredible.
Alright.
And I will not elaborate on his character because then I will reconsider where I put him, and I am not going to do that because
Alright.
that takes time.
Now, with Blade, you go first.
I love Blade. I love his kit. It's very interesting. It's very cool. I like his kit. He is very attractive.
Mm.
um, he's the only character I've seen an actual good body pillow on the internet. So that also adds to it. Um, no,
Okay.
but like I like his sword. Like the design of his sword is pretty cool, and like the fact it shatters
Mm-hmm.
and the shatters of his sword can do shit as well
Yeah.
is pretty cool. His backstory out of the High Cloud Quintet is probably one of the more ones. Like he being the person that constructed a machine for Imbibitor Lunae and therefore being like accomplice and getting like shit on for that and getting the curse of immortality
Yep.
for that is like it's pretty hard. It's a pretty hard consequence for frankly not doing the worst in this whole story. um
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I like his character. Driver's license. I just say that a lot of people that don't have been to Penacony yet, don't worry about it. But yeah, he will go in S tier for me. He's a great
S
character.
tier?
Yeah,
Okay.
he is an S tier.
Well, Blady. I kinda like him, but he is also my least favorite Stellaron Hunter. And factoring in the gameplay, I I really don't like his kid. So he goes. He is better than Dan Hag, so he will go into high D. I am not a fan of Blade. Like his design is cool. The whole animations and like how this all works, it's also cool. But the fact that you just press E and then you just click Q until E runs out or you have Alt. No, I don't like it. It's no. He's a pretty cool character, but again, he's my least favorite Stellar on Hunter. So I think Heidi is a good place for him because I don't really care about Blady. Like for C, I at least somewhat care about them. Blady, not really.
Um, so
Luka, God, you cringe-inducing side quest man. Knowing the reasons, I understand them, but still, holy shit. Um, Luka, I don't like him that much. He's annoying. However, the alt is very lively animated. Like, I may not like his personality, but he is very lively. Um, Middle of B below Qingque.
I like Luka a lot. First off, he's hot again. I am gay and I have eyes, and this game has great character design. I am sorry, I am not responsible for this.
I mean, I think we established you gay when I called you Han.
True. I don't really like his kit that much. It does a lot of damage when you when you hit the bleeds, like when you um like detonate the DOTs,
Yeah.
but without them he does like less damage than Hook.
Oh.
And I don't really like that. So his kit is a bit complicated for me.
All right.
Um but he's a great guy. His quest was very emotional again. Um
Yeah. But also it was one of the cringes I had to go through.
he lands in C. I
See.
like his character. I like his looks. And um yeah, I just don't like his kit. But I like his signature light con
All right.
because he's shirtless. I I don't see the front, sadly, but I see the back, and that's enough.
All right. Kafka. Literally one of the best trailer musics in the entire game.
Oh yes.
Like I may not be a fan of classical music, but the remix of the classical one she's got really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And let's not forget dual folk musics. Amazing. Um she would go to my beloved, however, after playing with her here and there on the during events or like with his supports, um she goes high A, like above the Trailblazer, I would say, but not as because I do not like the way the skill works and the fact that if you put any DOTs, how the skill is, if you don't use it, you're pretty much wasting it. I don't like when you're forced to use the skill. I like when skill enhances power, but is not required to be used. So I would put her in high A because of that.
I put her in S. She's the mommy of the Stellaron Hunters. With the input of Firefly we got, we also know she's very gentle towards her teammates and cares for them a lot. She
True.
also seems to care for us
Yeah.
when you really look into the purple quest we had with her on the Xianzhou.
Yeah. Or even just when she even beginning of Zhangzhou when she like called the Astral Express to like tell us.
I love the little little feminine fight with her and Himeko in that scene. I love
Oh, that
that
was
they're
funny.
so subtle with so powerful statements that they throw in each other's faces. And you're like, oh my gosh, I love it. I love that scene. And every time I see it, I love it more because they're like, ah. Um, but anyway,
Yeah.
um, I like Kafka's character. I
Yeah,
would
she's
love
great.
to know a bit more about her past because she keeps on being so mysterious.
Hmm.
I love her trailer. Not only the music, but also the way the trailer is built, the lighting of the trailer, the way her like powers are depicted, everything. This trailer is the definition of perfection for me. Um,
Well, I can say that about Silver Wolf because of the uh I don't know if it's a but that's what I always call it, like the 8-bit music. Like I love when you can hear just pixels in the music. It's just amazing.
um, and her katana. I love katana wielders in every media because katanas are just cool.
Yep,
They're objectively cool.
they're just
Um,
cooler swords.
and she is the damage over time DPS in the game. And if you like build her correctly, she can do high as numbers. So yeah, she lands on S for me. That's very easy.
For I mean, again, for me, high A, because I don't like how the E works. But I do love everything else about her, especially the guns. Anyway, Imbibiter Lunae, Danhang V2. And first of all, I have to say, please stop shoving dragons up people's asses. It's weird. I don't care if it's made out of water. It's
It's
still
called
weird.
it's called a douche. Gay people use it to get rid of stuff inside, so they can get railed.
Anyway, above March, C tier. I kind of like him. It's still Dan Hang, so still not too high, but it's better than base Dan Hang. Then it's at least a bit more interesting.
I don't know where to put this on Hung because on the one hand, I know what his kit is, how you play it, how you can play around the flaws. But on the other hand, uh, the whole thing with the skill points and how much you have to use to
Oh,
make him,
1, 2, 3 skill points. That yeah.
yeah, it's just I mean I like him. I like his visuals and his kit. They are very beautiful with the dragon and all that. But I have his character and I have him somewhat built up and I rarely use him because I am not motivated enough to build around the flaws of his kit. And therefore he lands in C tier for me.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Hmm.
Lengthy. Um, I would say above Herta, above Herta and Luka, but still behind Qingque B. She's a decent healer, but compared to the other ones you can get, she's a little eh. But the big pill is funny, so B for big pill.
So if you would have asked me when she came out and I tried her first out, I would have stated D.
All right.
But after playing her for a while on the abundance only account, for all the people that see this sooner or later, possibly. Yes, I have a lot of challenge accounts. Don't judge me. I love this game. So,
He's like Dr.
um,
Eggman. He's got at least, I think, 7 accounts. Yeah.
more. Anyways,
More!
um, I
Anyway.
love that you can cleanse debuffs from your whole team with your ultimate. The continuous healing is a little bit on the lower side, but it's fine. I love her character and her care for her siblings, but also the complicated relationship she has with her siblings.
Mm. Yeah, the
And
Lilies of Lando.
I absolutely would take her on a survival trip because otherwise I would not survive.
Fair point.
So yeah, she lands in B.
Alright. Now we're on to Fushuan for scale. Now, if I said F for Fushuan, it would be really funny. However, I may not like preservation, but there's something about her. Now, I legit do not like preservation overall as gameplay because I think it's boring because it's either Q for weak attack or E to gain shield. Boring. And I just consider it a wasted slot. However, Fushuan, astral shit, uh, observatory crap with like the zooming out of the battlefield with the ult and then stuff. It's pretty cool. And especially the animation for when her HP falls below 50%?
Yeah.
Yeah, that where the world like turns around. And, yeah, it's cool. I would put her either high B or low A. Um, you know what? I in terms of gameplay, high B, but because of her style and everything, I'm gonna put her above Bailu in low A. Because the whole constellation stuff, really cool. Funnily enough, I would have pulled for her. However, we had Firefly right after her, so yeah. So low A for Fushuan.
Fushuan. I have a little bit of a trauma since I also, again, alternative account,
Oh, right.
preservation only account, and I did go for her light cone, and I did lose the 75 to 25 chance.
Oof.
And I had to go, I think, all the way up to somewhat of 60 pity again to get her light cone.
Oof.
Which hard, but it's worth it because now I have every fucking light cone and every fucking preservation light cone in the whole game except one trend of the universal market and the battle pass light cone. So I am
Nice.
stacked for the next 100 years until the next preservation character comes out. But Fushuan, the preservation account gave me a newfound appreciation for her because I finally understood how a kettle works fully.
It's weird. It's a weird kid. I mean, I think it's the most engaging preservation you can have, but she is definitely weird. Continue. Sorry.
I like her visuals as well. I like the fact that her technique outside of battle makes it so you can go through very crowded areas with enemies and they can't put you in a battle or ambush you because you just have this shield thing around you. I like
Okay.
that she takes the hits for the other characters, even if they hit other characters, like the enemies. And I like how much damage her ultimate can do if you stack up HP very high. Like, the ultimate is insane if you have, like, high HP counts. My Fushuan currently is, like, 70, 80k HP. So that does a lot. 7 to 8k, not 70 to 80. I put another zero in there. Anyway, she's a great character, and she's hilariously small, so she gets put in S tier.
All
Like,
right,
she is smaller than Clara with heels on.
and that's
Clara is an 8-year-old child.
why we say Fush one for scale. Um, Jingliu, is that her name? I always forget her name.
Yep,
Jingliu,
Jing Yuan.
Lodi. I she's not F only because I think she can do a lot of damage, and I've seen her freezing, which can be really good. But I just don't understand. I still don't understand how she fully works. And I don't know. There's something off-putting about her. I don't like her.
She's one of those characters
She's
that you don't
weird.
like. She's one of those characters that you will not like the kid of because it requires you to put the skill before the normal attack 90% of the time.
I don't
you
know.
you use her skill 2 times, then you get like 2 stacks, and you get into this different mode with the bigger sword. And you also immediately get after you get the second stack and get into this other mode, you immediately get it next turn.
Mhm.
And from then on out, you can only use her skill. It doesn't take skill points, but it also doesn't refresh skill points. And her skill gets enhanced and hits more enemies and is more powerful. You can also gain an extra stack by using her ultimate, which it's mostly advised to keep your ultimate until you have the 2 stacks, get into the mode, and get the third stack by using her ultimate.
Okay.
Apparently, Auto Battle didn't get that memo because it always uses the ultimate before it gets the stacks. So, frick you, Auto Battle. But yeah, Jingliu can do a lot of damage and is the best destruction DPS as of currently. But she's also she has a thing that I do not particularly like, which is in her enhanced state, every one of her attacks takes HP from your whole team. It's not a big amount of HP, but it's an amount of HP.
Wait, really?
Yep,
I
she takes
didn't
away
know
from your
that.
whole team.
I did not know that. Oh my, that, Jesus.
I'm not sure in which scale that, like, I'm not sure in which amount that increases the damage. I did not read through that yet. But she is pretty strong. She just has a very skill based hit, and she takes HP away, which in some situations is really bad because the enemy already does a lot of damage, and you want basically every little bit of HP you can have.
Okay.
And also, her technique freezes at the start of battle. Uh, freezes enemy that is not freeze resistance, of course, and gives her immediately 1 stack, so you only need 1 more stack from her skill to get into this enhanced mode.
Alright.
Uh,
Anything?
I
Anything more to
I
it?
kind of like her character.
Right on.
I like her like being a very sentimental and melancholic person because I can heavily relate to that.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I put her in B. I like her.
Alright. So, little Gooey, the Gooey Knifen of the game. Annoying Bish. Um, yeah, well, when I first found her in the Fixed Rule Garden, I despised her a
I just
lot.
got the bestest idea how you can censor us. You just take Boot Hills.
I will. Okay, yeah, I can take both hills thingies.
Like, instead of annoying
Fork.
bitch, you say annoying nice lady.
Yeah,
Like, he
yeah.
put that in.
Let me just boot up HSR. Just record boot hill voice lines to like clip them in whenever we swear. Because oh shit, our synesthesia beacon got hacked again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Green
Continue.
Hyphen. Um, I I still am not a big fan of her personality. However, her kit and the animations are really funny. Like they're really
Fork.
fucking funny. So I would say above Serval, A tier.
So, good knife, and what do I say about you? Definitely one of the better Nihility DOT characters there is. Her fire kiss is insanely powerful. Her animations are pretty cool. She wishes you a great new year in one of her ultimate lines. Yeah, I like Good Knife, and she is silly. She is clumsy. She is a typical content creator. Yeah, I think she deserves A tier.
All right. Topaz.
One of my favorites.
All right. So I really need to go to the toilet. Since we're recording anyway, how about you tell everyone how you feel about Topaz
You go
and
to the toilet.
where you put her, and I'm gonna go to the toilet in the meantime. And when I'm back, just tell me where you put her and like maybe a very short TLDR version. Okay?
Okay.
So be right back, and you entertain them by telling them about Topaz and Nambi.
So, Miss Topaz. I love her. I love her design. I love like the short hair she has with the like red stripes in it. Um, I like her design with the cape and all that stuff. I like that she has a gun that just shoots money, like coins. Pew. I love Nambi. Nambi is adorable and is one of the bestest boys in whole Honkai Star Rail. Um, I like the way she is like hard when it comes to negotiations, but she also still has like a baseline of sympathy that a lot more of the IPC people lack still. Like, for all that have been present in the last days and the new update know what crazy person Jade is. All that didn't play that quest yet. Already is, but have played through Penacony until that point. Know what a crazy person Aventurine is. And yeah, Topaz is my favorite because she still has like some little thing of humanity going on. Um, and I think she is that kind of person that you can easily talk about your problems with. and um, trust her to give you great advice. And yeah, also her kid is so good. It's like she is a great DPS, but also at the same time an incredible support for follow-up characters, and that's what I mostly use her as. I
I'm
mostly
back.
use her as a hi, welcome back. I mostly use her as a support for follow-up characters because um the Numbi sign on the enemy increases follow-up damage by a lot. So Topaz is definitely my number one use support for follow-up characters.
Damn.
um, and I love the fact that her overworld mechanic is that Numbi just searches out the chests for you. I love that. And Numbi is also responsible for not letting trotters run away from you. So Numbi is our Lord and Savior. So yeah, I will put Topaz on S tier.
Alright. I see it. So,
Yeah.
Topaz. I am not a big fan of Topaz. Topaz is kinda eh to me. However, Numbi. My god. Numbi is amazing. I got to first time try out Topaz in the overworld in last part of Penacony on the farewell Penacony thing, and oh boy, the range at which Nambi detects chess is ridiculous. I I haven't even entered the room and like he was like an intercontinental ballistic missile like locked onto a chest 100 meters away. Um yeah, Nambi is insane when it comes to chest finding. So very good for exploration. Other than that, I am not a fan of Topaz myself. However, I will put her on to a low A, below Bailu and everyone else, mostly because of Nambi. Next
Okay.
up, Huohuo Imieres. I love Huohuo. Huohuo is amazing. I think in terms of healing, she is the best one in the game when it comes to multi-target heal. And yeah, I just really like her. The only thing I dislike about Huohuo is wind. I don't like wind. I think wind is a horrible element that is very much not great.
Um.
Yeah,
So yeah, Ho. I love Ho. Um. She's like she triggers that protective instinct, and I
true.
think everyone that sees her. Um. Mr. Tail is incredible. He's so funny, and the way they work together is hilarious. Um. The amount of benefits you have from Ho is amazing. You have team-wide buffs, you have team-wide healing, you have team-wide debuff cleansing, you have these stacks that remove debuffs uh like periodically, I think. I'm not quite sure because I don't own Ho on my main account.
Oh, I thought you did have
um
Huohuo.
no, not on the main account. I
Okay.
never got her because I think I lost the 50-50 and
Ooh.
didn't get enough
All right.
wishes again.
Continue.
Um so yeah, Ho is a very great healer. I just love her. I love her kid, I love her character. She's an incredible character that you can put in nearly every team. Yeah. Ho is just Ho. She's precious.
True. So, Hanya. Is that her name? Hanya?
Yeah,
Okay.
Hanya.
I need to make sure, you know. I don't remember all of them. Hanya. Um, I still don't fully understand what the fuck does her kit even do. Like, I know that it applies something on the enemy, and when you attack them, one of the stacks get removed, and there's two of them. What do I do? I don't know. I think her ult increases speed, but I may be wrong. Her
I can
design
tell you
is
what she does.
interesting. With like the Japanese characters she like writes down and stuff.
I
High
think it's more Chinese. I think the
maybe
Siender is
Chinese.
more Chinese.
I don't know, Japanese, Chinese. When I see them, I usually assume Japanese. Maybe it's Chinese. I don't know the difference between the two really. High C. Because I don't really understand what she does, but her design is really cool. So high C. Above Sushang.
I can tell you what Hanya does. She gives you skill points back.
Wait, that's what she do?
Yep. She has the 2 stacks, and she
Yeah.
puts this thing on the enemy.
Yeah.
And every 2 times you attack the enemy with either skill, ultimate, or normal attack, it gives you a skill point back.
That's what it do?
Yes.
I thought it just gave bonus damage.
No, it gives bonus damage, yes, but it also gives you skill points back.
I have never noticed that before.
That's like the whole thing why Hanya is there. She gives attack and speed buffs and gives skill points back. And does a lot to physical weak enemies.
Okay, so with that explanation, she goes above Clara in lobby. I did not understand the kit. Now that I understand the kit, I will put it a bit higher. I did not know it gave skill points.
Yeah, Hanya is a very good character, especially in the Harmony account I have currently, because she does a lot of damage, and her skill point refreshment is so useful. And yeah, I love the fact that she fights with a brush. I don't know, I am a sucker for unconventional weapons.
Unconventional warfare.
And her fighting with a brush is like, it triggers my edginess. This is so cool.
Well, that's why I put Fushuan so high. I like drawing constellations to fight with. Like
And
that's cool.
and like her looking so like a ghost kind of is also pretty cool.
To me, it goes a bit too much into the horror side, especially in the old. But like, it is cool. I will give you that.
Yeah, it's more of a ghost thing with her. But canonically she's overworked AF, so
She's sleepy.
and she cares so much for Ho and her sister. It's crazy. She's calm and collected, overworked but collected. She's very intelligent. She has a great personality. If my PC wouldn't lag right now, come on. I will put her on A.
On A, okay. Next up is Argenti and
You hate Argenti.
I am torn between F and oh god no, but I think he deserves his own tier below oh god no, and that tier is called Hell, and in Hell Argenti is. Argenti deserves his own tier because I truly do not like him. His damage can be pretty good, but I don't like that. Maybe it's explained in the tooltip, but it took me a very long while to understand that if you want the ult to do super ult, you need to charge it twice before activating. And
Yeah.
I just don't like the motherfucker. He's
I mean,
annoying.
to be
I
fair,
hate him.
before you started playing Honkai Star Rail, I explained the some kits to you and you just straight up forgot. So I'm pretty sure I also told you about the double thing with Argenti once. I am very sure of that and you just didn't remember.
Possible, but that won't change the fact he is below F tier. He's below oh god no. He belongs in hell. This is Argenti. No, I don't like him. He, if I was to choose one character to delete from the game, despite hating Ruan Mei, Argenti would get the axe because holy shit, I hate this guy.
If you would delete Ruan Mei from the game, I would be pretty angry.
We'll get to Ruan Mei in 2 turns.
Yeah, but I would be pretty angry. She's a great support. I would be incredibly angry with you.
I think not only you, I think I would piss off a lot of people if I deleted Ruan Mei.
Yeah.
We'll get to Ruan Mei in 2 turns because, oh boy, let me tell you, she ain't gonna be high. But that's in 2 turns. For now, all of you have to wait. For now, Argenti goes to his own tier, hell, below everyone else. Now you, where do you put Argenti and why?
I will put him in B. I do not like his character that much. I can somewhat understand why he is like that with his backstory and the whole Knights of Beauty stuff. But his character seems more like this one-time comedic relief kind of thing, and it gets old very quickly.
I mean, in his own quest, it gets old. Anyway, yes.
But he is a pretty strong character and can deal a lot of damage, especially when you're wave clearing with smaller enemies. It's amazing how much damage he can dish out. And that's all I have to say to him.
I'm actually going to rename his tier from hell to up for deletion. Because I think that will better show how I feel about him.
So the next one is Zhuyi.
Zhuyi, lucky pull, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I think she was not in the banner when you pulled her the first time. I think it was on the.
I mean, at the time I got her, I was still pulling only the standard banner.
I think, yeah.
Cause
yeah.
We'll get to who was my first limited 5-star and on which banner I started the game, but for now, Zhuyi. Well, let me tell you guys, I fell in love with her after seeing her throw a giant a spear through somebody's ass and then fart with reverb.mp3 happened in my brain when I saw that ult. Yeah, and that she can weakness, toughness reduce anyone with the ult, no matter what, and it's quite a substantial amount. I would say S tier, but she doesn't have enough to beat her, so high A tier, I would say above Welt. So high A for Zhuyi.
I also will put her in A. But not because she is really that bad. I think with my point system, she could land an S, but S is already so many of my direct favorites. She just can't keep up with that. But I love Jui. I love traumatic stories, backstories, because they give the character so much more depth and personality. And the fact that she died and just became a robot is already a pretty hardcore thing. Again, I'm an edgy
Fork.
bitch. Then also her kid is incredibly good. She's quantum, which is I have no clue how they can do that, but every quantum character has like a great thing happening for them. Uh, Gameplay wise. For all that it didn't know, she is the dead sister, well, dead but living because she's a robot sister of Hanya. And for all that have the hunt light cone of the battle pass, yeah, that's Hanya and Jueyi. Yeah, I like Jueyi. I like how protective she is of Miss Huohuo. And yeah, she's just a cool character. I love her, and she lands an A.
Alright, now we are on to Ruan Mei. So do we start with my hot take or do we start with you?
We start with me.
We start with you. Okay, so tell us about Ruan Mei before I'm going to ruin it all.
I am conflicted with her character
Fair.
because her personality is not that great. She's like this evil scientist kind of person without the very evil part, but morally definitely on the lower side.
I mean, she doesn't care. From what I've seen, this is quite sorry to buy, but like, she doesn't seem to really care about artists that much.
But I also think, if I'm not mistaken, in her story, it's stated that she is naturally not as empathetic with others. Like it's not a thing that she actively chooses to be. Like she actively chooses to be cruel, and more it's like she just doesn't feel empathy for anything. I can be wrong here. I think I've read that somewhere, that she just is not empathetic, which is no excuse for her actions, but it's an explanation. What I like about her is her kit. The toughness, the toughness damage increase she gives to the whole team. The resistance penetration bonus she gives to the whole team. The little flower thingies that she puts on enemies that if you break them will keep them broken for one more turn even if their turn comes up. The increased break damage that all your characters do, especially when they break enemies. It's she's an amazing support for break related units, and also a very great support for units that are not especially break related but can get goodies from breaking enemies. She is an amazing support character. Her skill helps you a lot in the simulated universe, because if you enter battles, they already get damaged and their toughness bar gets reduced by, I think, somewhat 90 to 95%, which is damn. Her buffs in the simulated universe, like the blessing, like the occurrences you can get, are busted. They have nothing to do with the character themselves, but like, holy, if you ever got a Ruan Mei occurrence, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I have one.
So yeah,
I had
I
one.
also like her design, like with the DNA splices everywhere in her kit and in her design and in her trailer. I like the fact that she attacks with her ukulele with music, which is, I don't know. Again, I'm an edgy bitch for like different weapons, and that's kind of cool to me. So yeah, she will absolutely land an A tier from me.
Alright. So is it now time for me to ruin it all?
Yeah, you can do that.
If we
They
don't
will hate you,
account
not me.
Jello Caros, F. I
Fork
fucking hate her. However, while I understand the power of the kit, I just don't like it. Like the theming. She will get a low D right up between Jing Yuan and Yukong. The only reason being she created the most magnificent creature in the entire fucking game, Jolokaro. That is the only reason she's in D. She created the Jolokaro, and terror occurrences in the simulated universe are also pretty good. But if not for those two things, and mostly just the Jolocaros, F. But because of the Jolocaro's existence, D. You can hate me in the comments. My opinion won't change. Ruan Mei sucks. And now we're on to Dr. Ratio.
He's
He carried me through the entire game. I'll explain why when we get to Acheron.
he's very interesting.
He can be good. However, his entire kit relies about spamming his E constantly. And even then, it is heavily, and I mean heavily RNG based. Yes, you can get it to 100, but still, usually it's gonna be anywhere between 60 to 80. If the enemy hasn't been hit at all, it's gonna be 40% chance, so very bad. His voice is grating, like incredibly so. Again, he carried me through the entire game. And towards the end of Zhangzhou, beginning of Penacony, I said to really, really despise his voice. Above Natasha, oh god, no.
So you wouldn't say knowledge is the matter of all things?
Don't remind me. I am happy I forgot about most of his voice lines.
Yeah, I kind of agree with the critique on his kit there. The thing is, if you put like a character like Silver Wolf in there, it's not that hard to get him to 100% fast, because his percentage increases the more debuffs are on the enemy. But I think even though he's not an early game character from like the early times of HSR, he still has that syndrome of falling off quickly the more new characters get out.
Kind of. I think. I mean, did I
Hmm.
swap him for Jui the moment I got her? Yeah.
She was even out before him.
Damn.
She was out before Dr. Ratio, and
Holy.
she's a stronger utility.
I mean, she's more consistent.
Yeah, and she's a stronger utility. You can put her in more teams. But Dr. Ratio, I think you will have to heavily invest into him. You have a lot of options for relics, but which one you choose heavily impacts on what you can do with him. You can't really put him in a lot of follow-up based teams, because most follow-up characters don't really have debuff mechanics, which is sad for him because then his percentage won't go up.
Yep.
The good thing, like the first redeeming quality he had, was that he was free for a lot of people. So like a lot of people could get him for free and have their first 5-star beside the Trailblazer. But it's also gone now.
Including me, I managed to be one of the last people to get him for free. Again, will be explained during Acheron section.
So yeah, I think his kit is more on the weaker side from all the limited characters, and definitely a harder investment and overall also more complicated team building character. He can really put off if you put the effort in and put him in good teams and stuff. He can really do a lot of damage. But for me, it's kind of not a higher reward. So I also don't really use him anymore.
So,
Even though I got his signature light cone, which again I have to say he's incredibly attractive.
so where do you put Dr. Veritas Ratio?
I think I'll put him with Dan Hang because he's kind of in the same thing for me. They are strong.
Which was which one again?
I put him in C.
C. Okay.
They are strong, but I don't really like it. No, but they are
Okay.
hot.
Okay. Now we're finally on to Penacony.
Misha.
For these, I will be able to say more because, again, Acheron will explain why. Just like in the story.
Misha.
So, Misha,
Misha, Musha, Mickey
adorable
Mouse.
goofball. I adore him, especially the old. It's so funny. Like, my god, running out of time and then just speeding up just to trip and fall and drop everything you were carrying. Extremely funny. A tier. Um, I think I would put yeah, next to GUI. Yeah, below GUI. Yeah, between GUI Knifen and Serval, Misha, strong A tier.
Misha. He's a hard character for me because I love his character. I love the basics of the kit. Like I love what they tried to do with his kit. But in practicality, I hate how his kit works.
Fair.
Because you increase the hit amount of the ultimate by using skills of your allies and Misha, which is absolutely ridiculously stupid sometimes. Especially if you get him early game and you want to use him. He's a great character if you build him correctly. He has a high freeze chance with his ultimate and does more damage when the enemies are frozen. But the way you increase the hits of your ultimate sucks. Because you already have, again, so many characters that are skill point heavy. You have Himeko. She kind of wants to use her skill as much as possible. You have Silverwolf, who wants to implement weaknesses a lot. You have Bronya, who uses her skill to bring teammates forward. You have Seele. You have not really Blade, but he's also not refreshing skill points. You have Kafka. You have Fushran. You have a lot of characters that want to use their skill points very often.
You have
Which is on one side good for Misha because he also gains the stacks from his teammates, but he gains the most stacks from his own attacks. And they're a little bit like Hook, not on the very good side, but you have to use him to get more potential out of him. And that's what I do not like about his kit. But his character, and especially the lore of his character, save him from getting lower than C.
Okay. Next up, Black Swan, the Memo Keeper. I thought I would like her a lot more than I actually did. My only real experience with Black Swan is Penacony's story, where you get a little bit of time playing as her, with the battles and stuff. The design is cool. It is really cool. Well, not really. It's interesting. I don't like the church and the alt, to be honest, that much, and the hands are kind of weird, but they are at least interesting. I think I would just put her somewhere in C, probably. Um, yeah, okay, I think I'm going to put her in high C above Sushang. Purely because of her character and how she is in the story. Can't put her much higher because I am not the biggest fan of either how her kit works or the visuals. They're a bit weird. They're interesting but weird. If it was more like in the trailer with like the infinitely recursive liminal shit, sure, would be higher, but the church and the hands kinda weird. So high C. What do you think
I
of Black Swan?
personally like Black Swan. I like her character design with this like hat this thing she has on her head. I think it has a name. I don't
Hood. You could call it Hood probably.
know. And I think it has a special name, but I don't really
I
get
don't
it.
know either.
Then.
Cowl?
um,
No, I don't know the word.
she has like a very spiritual look. She looks like a witch or like a psychic.
Okay.
And I love this look. I am very into magical stuff and like dark stuff like that. Even though I don't practice it or like don't really go into it that much, but like I like the visuals of it.
Mm.
um, I also like the way that she plays with tarot cards
Mm.
because again, I love this dark magic stuff. And I love unconventional weapons. So fighting with tarot cards, but not in the way of just throwing them, but using them like in a magical sense is so good. um, I personally like her ult. I think like these demonic hands are like super fun. Um, and she is a great character gameplay wise. Her Arcana can do high amounts of damage if you stack them enough. Uh, and also she is very useful in the first half of the Penacony quest. Um,
Mm.
because you fight a lot of enemies that you're most of the time not really prepared for. Especially if you rushed through the game a little bit and you fight them with the help of her arcana, not really of her character itself, but like these little summon kind of thingies that you can have in battles since Cocolia. Um, so she is really helpful throughout the whole story, and she's a little bit mysterious as well. Um, so yeah, she gets straight A tier from me.
All right.
Oh, now Miss Sparkle
Well, as we know,
or Miss Elation.
S is for sparkle. Which is what I would have said if she wasn't my beloved. She goes right next to Silverwolf.
She is,
She
as
is,
we all know, she is elation.
and as we also all know, and I will give a spoiler warning here and even mark it as a chapter so you know to skip forward if you don't want to. It was Sparkle's dead body all along.
That's not really a spoiler warning worthy thing.
Hey, it's a purple quest, okay?
Yeah, but
I
like
will treat
Sparkle,
purple and gold quests the same.
when I first saw her trailer, I thought I would not like her as much because she just seemed crazy, and like crazy characters without like some depth or reasoning are incredibly annoying and boring. But Sparkle is so well written. Like her trailers, the trailer with the different masks, like if I laugh, you laugh too. If I cry, you cry too.
Oh yeah.
This was very spooky, but
Yeah, and
also
very confusing the longer it went on.
but also it was a cinematic masterpiece to me. Um,
No, that's
her normal character trailer also very incredible with like the flashiness later on, and I just love Sparkle. Sparkle is has very quickly become one of my favorite characters. Not only gameplay wise, where she's also very excellent with all the things Bronya can do, but also in a different way. Um, and giving more skill points to
two.
bash through.
Two skill points is wow.
And then the technique outside of battle where you're just invisible for every enemy for an amount of time. It's also pretty good. Um, so Sparkle overall is worth S tier for me. Sparkle is Sparkle and she's great.
Again, S is for sparkle, like we learned earlier when we said that S is for Zila. Remember, those rules can overlap each other.
Also, again, quantum characters are extremely well made in this
Yes.
game.
Yes, they are.
Like they are so good most of the time. They are not only gameplay wise very good, but they are also character wise very well designed. They have great storylines, great personalities. Quantum characters rule.
Well, now we're on to Mr. Stellaron, also known as Aventurine. It pains me a lot to do this. S tier.
Yeah, I agree.
This
Forky motherfudger.
again, I really don't like preservation. I think preservation sucks, just like harmony. It's a little bit better than harmony, but both of those buffs suck. At least to me. I understand their value, but I still don't like them. But this
Forky.
shield output and damage output is insane.
Yeah, Aventurine is incredibly good.
And I did get used to him through exposure therapy because, well, let's just say big shields when you're farming something is really good, especially the
Forky.
bug in Echo of War. Aventurine is really good there. Yeah. He's, I would say he's the best preservation character in terms of actually providing the
Forky.
shields.
Yep.
In terms of visuals, Fushuan is the best. And then I would say March has like third place in terms of preservation. Not that there's that many preservation characters to go through, and we
It's
don't.
five. It's five, and one of them, only one of them is a 4-star.
Wait, who's the fourth one? I know the part, but he's like the worst one of them all. Who's the other one?
Trailblazer.
Right.
Trailblazer.
I only remembered
It's overall, throughout over a year now, we only have 5 preservation characters, and only one of them is a 4-star. That's still ridiculous, and I will still be absolutely salty about that.
Yeah, and don't forget the best part, we have 0 post-launch 4-star preservation characters.
Yeah. I mean, there can not be post-launch 4-star preservation character, since there is only one 4-star preservation character. There can't be any, like, post-launch ones, since there are no ones.
Anyway, Galaga.
No, I still have to say my stuff
Oh,
about Aventurine.
I forgot you did it. My bad. Go off about our gambling man.
First off, S tier. Aventurine. I did not think I would like this man as much as I did. The way we started Penacony, he started incredibly arrogant, and I did not like him. I did like his visuals because, again, Hoyo is pretty good at making hot men.
Can I just add in real quick?
Mm-hmm.
I hated Aventurine. Again,
Yeah.
for my point of pain of putting on S tier, I hate this man. However,
Yeah.
Penacony built up a bit that I do like him a bit. However, I still have a dislike towards him and the entirety of the IPC. Continue.
So, can I continue?
Yes.
Please? I did not like him. Then we had the story continuation or whatever it's called. I'm German, I'm bad with English, deal with it. And I liked his POV mostly because you could fight, which why the frick did you remove that for every other POV except for Acheron's Hoyo? That's stupid.
Yeah.
And I really liked his kid when you could try him out in his POV. Like, I really liked it. And it was so great that I said, I have to pull for him. And then I played more through his POV and got to know his backstory, and I was like, damn it, Hoyo, you did it again. Again, I am an edgy boy when it comes to backstories and trauma.
Meanwhile,
And
Hoyoverse.
this man has so many of that. So this man has gone through hell and comes out as a gambler. He could be the most cruel mother fudger in the whole universe, and could, like, terrorize entire planets if he wanted to, and I would still be like, yeah, checks out.
And instead
But
we have a happy-go-lucky guy.
But he just comes out as a gambler.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like this guy, yeah. Also the fact that he is a member of the IPC, but also still himself hates the IPC is also pretty funny. And yeah, the Aventurine is pretty great. His kit is incredibly good. He has a Gepard level shield with only his skill and not his ultimate. His ultimate puts down a debuff on the enemy that lets you do increased crit damage to this enemy.
I did not know that.
You can stack up so fast with getting attacked from enemies, and also later on with dealing damage with follow-up attacks. This guy is just insane, and on my preservation account, he is the strongest character I have there. He
Hey,
has full traces and he does around like he has around 5,000 defense with his signature light con.
don't forget about his jazzy boss fight.
I hate his boss fight. I absolutely hate his boss
I
fight. I
love it.
hate the RNG thing with the cubes.
I
Yeah,
like it.
of course you love it because you only have done it with your main account where you can use several different characters. You have not done it with several challenge accounts who where most of the characters don't have multi-target hits.
Hey, I'm just saying it was fun. Like challenge
This shit
accounts.
is hard.
Oh, I think we still should mark them a bit more to like general playthrough, not a challenge playthrough, you know?
I still don't like his boss fight.
Okay, okay, but I like it. It's very jazzy. I
And
I'm not a fan of gambling, and let me be clear. I really hate gambling. I make scream like a little girl when I open a loot box or like do the pulls. When a 5-star comes, or you know like a rare thing drops. But I still do not like gambling. However, his boss fight was unique because yeah, it was fun. Like it was different.
so now we can hop to Gallagher,
Galaga, my beloved.
which is another man that Hoyo has made incredibly hot. And also double imaginary.
Galaga, he is, other than Ho-Ho, my favorite healer, mostly because he's a battle healer. And oh boy, maybe he can't press the ult for the oh shit hill for everyone during the attack. However, Bezoret is literally one of the best status effects he can inflict on an enemy. Just having an a heal that works based off of damage is amazing. Like, why bother healing your team when you can give yourself a second turn after attacking, attack again but harder, and then everyone gets healed as they deal damage? That is just amazing. Gallagher
Yeah.
is literally, in my opinion, the best medic in the entire game. The only thing that sucks about him is you need Eidolon 2 for him to remove debuffs.
Yep.
That is the only thing that sucks about his kit. You need Eidolon 2 to remove debuffs. Other than that, he is amazing. He is my beloved S tier.
Yeah, I can agree with that. That's the only thing about his kit that really sucks. um yeah, again, Gallagher. Hot man, double imaginary, all the people that have been through the whole of Penacony know what I mean. Well, the first imaginary I can tell you all is he's from a game, so he's not real. I'm sorry to all the people that still think that. And I mean, technically, he himself is not real, but the cosplayer scene is, and some of them do amazing jobs. So, support your local cosplayers.
Oh, and we should.
Um,
I think we should.
but
Okay, yeah, you fast, you fast. I'm not gonna cut off. Sorry.
I'm still on Gallagher. um, yeah, in the double imaginary part again, everyone that played through Penacony will know what I mean. Um, and for the kid thing, I don't really have to add anything. He's very great. Um, so yeah, he gets into S tier.
And if you wanna hear an S tier worthy line, click on Galaga about Misha. Because I'm pretty sure that's the one where he does the rar.
Yeah, y'all Sims will eat that up. I
I
know
think
it because
I
I
think
did.
I'm even gonna add in right now as I'm clicking on Gallagher and
Rawr,
about
rawr,
Misha.
rawr.
Rar. All right.
Well, my friends, indulge yourself. Is all I can say to that.
Anyway, I weep for the departed. Acheron. Now, why was I holding off about Acheron? This is the banner on which I joined Star Rail. I am also pretty sure this is the banner, or it was Aventurine's banner, on which I finished Penacony up to the Jazzy boss fight.
I think it was Aventurine.
I think it was Aventurine as well, but I think I got to Penacony before she went away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to Penacony before Acheron went away. I did not pull for her because I was saving up for Silver with my beloved, but on the next character we're gonna learn where it all went to shit. Acheron.
Foreshadowing.
You know it, you love it, S tier, my beloved.
Yeah, Acheron is literally the best nihility damage dealer in the game as of now. One of the best overall damage dealers in the game.
And I mean, just look at her ultimate, look at her skill, even not normal Texas, but like look at her skill, look at her ultimate, and tell me that those black holes are not the most beautiful shit you've seen. Also, bonus
If
points.
you can look at the black holes without looking at her white hair and big boobs.
True.
Talking to you, sweaty anime weeps.
Unless you gay, then adore the black hole because it's really beautiful. And the
I
bonus
mean,
points. I just need to finish this. Bonus points for her ult being the first one I've seen where you get transported to a separate arena.
yeah, but also you just said gay. You know there are gay girls too, right? And they will eat Acheron right up.
Yeah,
And would like her to be real so they could eat her right up in real too.
yeah, I meant for the boys, okay?
Yeah, but I know what you meant, but like that's how it
For
came out.
the gay girls, just look at her attacks and yeah, that will satisfy you.
No, it will not. It will absolutely not. The gay girls are going hard for this woman.
I mean,
Anyways,
it might satisfy a bit.
um,
Yeah.
Acheron, even from a gameplay perspective, is incredibly good. Again, she's the one of the best DPS currently in the game.
Is she the first what they're called? Not Pathstriders. The more powerful version.
Emanator.
Is she the first Emanator that we got to play?
Canonically, no. We have remember we have Robin, who is the emanator of it was one emanator of Harmony. We have
Herta?
Herta, emanator of the Erudition. I'm pretty sure the General Jing Yuan is also an emanator of the Hunt.
Okay.
So no, she's not the first emanator we have.
Alright.
But she's the first who reflects her emanator status in gameplay. Because she's just so good.
True.
Her out battle technique, one-shotting small enemies.
And not using skill points if you miss.
Yeah, her in battle, like when you enter battle, her slash that cuts through enemies and gives them a lot of damage and debuffs is so amazing. Her very unique ultimate design and very unique ultimate charge up is incredible. If you have looked, if you look at her eidolons, you will get a heart attack because she can dish out so much damage.
And whatever you do, remember Eidolon 6 exists. That converts everything into all damage that ignores 50% of the defense.
Yeah, she's just busted. Her light cone is very busted. She is the strongest DPS that you can have as of now. While Firefly is also a pretty strong character, she is the DPS that you should build if you have her on your account, because she will bring you very far. And also her character is very mysterious, is very great. Honkai Impact Third babies have dreamed out when her real name was revealed. I do not know why, but I have seen it in thousands of memes, so
It
I
must be
guess.
true.
Um yeah, she wins easy ST here when my PC stops lagging.
Are we ready to move on past Acheron, the self
You mean to you
annihilator?
mean to you mean to your equivalent of my Seele? Yes.
Yes. Everyone say hello to Boothill. The reason I lost over 30,000 stellar jades. This man and his light cone robbed me of my shiny rock collection. He shattered my dreams to not spend a single shiny rock until Silverwolf comes back. Say hello to Eidolon 2 plus Lightcone pool. This motherfudger is insane. He also is S tier, also known as My Beloved. There's actually more My Beloveds than S tiers, which is funny. Um, yeah, this man can dish out so much damage. And if you get him on E2, you literally remove his worst feature, which is losing skill points on E. Because why lose skill points on E if you can regenerate them every single time? And I know the description might say limits once per turn, but that is a fucking lie. Simulated Universe does not care. If you get boosted to your speed by 100%, that's a second turn. Say hello to basically 3 gunshots. This man is insane. Basically, pocket Acheron, I would say.
um
I would bring him above Silverwolf because that's how much he got beloved to me. I'm gonna reorganize my beloveds a bit. Yeah, Boothill. A man, when his event came out, when his trailer came out, I was unsure, and then when the gameplay came out, I had to do the trial 3 times. I literally did it thrice because I was blown away by how fun his gun is. Yeah, Boothill. The
um
source of my depth in Stellar Jades.
yeah, Boothill is incredible. His weakness implant is amazing. The dual feature is incredibly funny to do. The stacks don't go away when you
Oh yeah, that.
when you leave the battle until except if you lose it.
True.
But he is a very insanely good character, and yeah, but also on his character design, I love the cowboy design. I love the cowboy things he wears. I love white-haired guys. I have no clue why, but it's just an aesthetic in anime guys that I absolutely love. White and black-haired anime guys are so gorgeous, and he is very gorgeous too. He is also very hot. I hope he doesn't run hot because that would be bad for his body. All that have seen Boot Hill know why. Um, but yeah, and also his clothes. If he were not a robot, foreshadowing, he it um these clothes would make me crazy because he wears a very short crop top and reveals a lot of his chest and tummy area, which I absolutely love. And he's hot. Okay,
Yeah, for me, I just. Oh
save a
yeah.
cow, ride a cowboy, guys. So he is also S tier. I did not pull for him because I knew Firefly was coming out and my jades were replenished by Robin. But he is definitely a character that I will pull for when he gets a rerun because he is just so fun to play and it, I love his kit, I love his character, I love the funny way he speaks.
Ah, yeah, the synesthesia beacon.
Yeah.
Shirt bags, muddle fudger, what the fuck? Son of a nice lady. Just to
Fudge me
bring a few.
sideways.
Well, fudge me sideways. Yeah. I mean, for me, it's also the fact I like cowboys and I love revolvers when it comes to weapons. Like, revolvers, fun. And this guy combines two things I love revolvers, explosions. Yeah, he's just great. So, are we ready to move on to Robin?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so, you know, the Robin song. S tier, above Aventurine.
Welcome to my. I mean, all Robin songs are S tier.
The first time I saw Robin, I would put her A, maybe B. However, Legend of the Galactic Baseballer, it's a vibe. If in those modes where it's like a prolonged fight, it's truly a vibe just to have her song in the background. And oh boy, there is nothing better than Robin's song while shooting a shit ton of bullets and blowing shit up with our favorite Model Fudger, the Forking Cowboy, Boot Hill. Very fun S tier.
Yeah, Robin is easy S tier for me too. First off, she brings damage to the harmony path. I have no clue why it took so long for them to make an harmony character that has somewhat good self damage or somewhat good enough damage increase for the team that you like it baffles me that it took so long. But Robin is for all the people that try to do harmony only, which I know there are quite a few. Do not try it anymore until Robin comes out again, because you will absolutely not get through it without Robin. She is a must pull for harmony only accounts. Her 100% of fourth effect with her ultimate is so helpful in so many major battles. The amount of damage you do when her ultimate is active is incredible. You need Robin in harmony only challenge accounts. Otherwise, this account is somewhat doomed. Yeah, nothing else to say about that. Robin is a busted harmony character. I love all of her songs. In fact, I have downloaded all of her songs to listen to in my free time because they are so freaking good.
Fun fact: if you can even give him a one just by starting to sing the song a little.
I can even give myself an earworm by starting to sing the song a little.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it
Anyway,
is very catchy.
Robin, incredible character, also very cool character, personality wise.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And if you're like me and you think she's a bitch or not very cool as South Penacony, give her some time. Give her a chance. Uh, Unfortunately, most of the things you learn about her in her POV where you do not get to do a fight with her, which sucks. But give her a chance. She's okay.
I mean, the first POV of her is not even of her, technically.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, Firefly. Do you want to explain why your Shiny Rock collection crashed again?
So, my Shiny Rock collection was supposed to recover after Boot Hill. However, in came Sam, also
And
known as Firefly. Now, why is Firefly in My Beloved? It's not because of Firefly. It's because Sam, my beloved. Fun fact, during the story, we got taken away from a fight with Sam. Actually, big spoilers, but you probably know them anyways. We got pulled by Black Swan away from a fight with Sam. I got very salty. Then, in the golden hour, we met Firefly. And oh boy, I was the definition of oblivious elation. Why? Well, I was shoving her as far away from me as possible because I wanted to be back with Sam, my beloved. I don't remember if I recorded it with like
wrong storyline.
wrong storyline. I fucked up.
Yeah, you
Okay,
meet
fix up.
Firefly way before you meet Sam in person.
Okay, my bad. Well, then, with that correction, because I am bad at remembering the story, I did not give a shit about Firefly, in short. And then we met Sam, and I gave a lot of shit about Sam. I can mix that up sometimes, okay?
I know, which is why I said that. Yeah, Firefly.
Can I finish though?
Yeah.
If I have a recording of it still, I will put it here. The amount of screaming I did when I learned that Sam is indeed Firefly. Yeah, there was a lot. Currently, got her on E1. It was very painful to pull for her, but I managed. She's on E1. Skill is free. I did not care about the light cone. Just put. What did I even put? Oh yeah, I put Misha's light cone on her. Right. She's really good. If you missed out on Acheron and want someone to clear simulated / divergent universe with, pull for her. She's like Acheron with extra steps. Her technique either will one shot or deal 95% of damage to most enemies. Yeah, she's pretty good, and she's especially good for simulated universe with her technique. The only thing I don't like about her is you spend less time as Sam kicking than as a Firefly in Sam armor with the swords. So if you want to live out the fantasy of kicking and beating the shit out of people as Sam, do not use alt. Now on to you.
Yeah, Firefly, I am pretty sure everyone that's already tried or played her knows incredible character. Break-based meta is coming to Honkai Star Rail, and it again baffled me how long it took for break-based characters to be good, because the break effect thingy was in the game from the start, and yet no character actively used it, and now they do. Which cool, but why did it took so long? But yeah, Firefly is an incredible character, incredible investment, especially for like new accounts. You can't really upgrade her until you like upgrade her fully until you are done with the Penacony story, which is sad. I think Koyo should do like an early access for weekly bosses.
Don't they do that?
No, they
Not
don't.
for weekly bosses?
No.
Oh, they do. But wait, I don't know. Do they do for Calyxes?
Yeah, for some Calyxes they do early access.
I thought you got early access to bosses.
No, not for weekly bosses.
Huh. Okay.
For the upgrade material bosses, yes, but not for the weekly bosses.
So for the stagnant okay. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay, continue.
So she will be weaker before you have been through the whole Penacony story, but she will not be weak. Firefly is an amazing DPS character, especially for fire, since we didn't really have a good fire DPS so far. Again, we have Hook, who is supposed to be a fire DPS, but we elaborated how I feel about that. We have Gönaifen, which is DOT based, and it's not really a DPS in general, but she can be used as a DPS. And then we have Himeko, which again, early game character syndrome.
Yeah,
So having like a dedicated fire DPS now is great. And
not only fire.
yeah,
Since
her
yeah.
hers her story is also pretty amazing. The visuals in her trailers are incredibly good. And set the seas ablaze. What a great line!
I shall set the seas ablaze.
So yeah, she gets easy S tier here.
Fair, fair. I absolutely agree. And let's not forget she can implant fire weakness on an enemy and reduce toughness regardless of type.
Yep.
Which is why I call her the Acheron at home. Because Acheron can do. I mean, okay, in terms of breaking, she's more consistent, but in terms of damage and like toughness reduction, if we factor in Acheron's ult, she will lose out to that. But she is still amazing. So we're not gonna do the last two because they're not in the game and I know nothing about them. You know the drip marketing. I don't know the drip marketing. But we will rate Jade purely based on personality. We know her gameplay, but we haven't played her at all. So rating Jade entirely off of her vibes in Farewell Penacony.
I mean, I will probably go off on the gameplay a little bit, at least the one that we've seen.
Well, I'm gonna hold off and we can later do like a little like add-in that I could depending on when I release this. If I release this after Jade is out, we'll do like a little add-in where we factor in gameplay and just, shift the JPEG. So since you are the pro player of HSR, you start first. Where do you put Jade and why?
She is a very strong personality. She is very collected. She is very strategic. She's not like Aventurine or Topaz where you can clearly see like some part of emotions playing into their way of acting. Uh she is somewhat emotionless but also full of emotions. Um but exactly this full of emotions acting is what makes her seem emotionless to me. Like she she talks to Topaz in a way that like an old friend or like a lover, some shippers will say lover,
I mean, that casting was
talks
very loaded.
talks to the other person, but he doesn't really seem truthful with any of that. And without spoiling here, the negotiations between old Audie and her were damn.
Yeah.
Um, they were intense, and the way she talked there and the way she acted there was incredible. Like from an acting perspective, the voice actor and like the writers for the scene made a great job. Um, but in game wise, it's a very intense scene where you kind of see some of her intentions, but you don't really. She's still very mysterious, and she is incredibly dangerous. After what we've learned from when Firefly visited her, and what she can do with her powers, she is an a very interesting and mysterious, but also incredibly dangerous character. And it fits her visuals. Like in real life movies, she would be like the Devil Wears Prada. If anyone who will probably hopefully watch this video, if anyone
I
knows
know
that
that
movie,
movie. I don't watch many
she
movies, but
she
I know that
she
movie.
is the younger version of that old woman. She knows what she wants, and she has no business being like nice or sugar throwing for everyone who stands in her way. No, she will destroy you if you stand in her way. And I think that's very interesting. To all the people that also played Genshin, she's kind of like Yaemiko, but I like her way more than I like Yaemiko. Um, and
It,
just for the visuals of her kit, I like the snake thing. I like the splash art that was shown with like this the person crawling in front of her. Um, possibly after we get to know what her power is, possibly begging for more of the things he got from her, like rich shit, like money or shit or whatever.
it's
And
desires, basically.
yeah, desires in general. And like her splash art also looks so intimidating with the big snake behind her, with all the riches besides her, with the person crawling in front of her. it,
Yep.
it this this whole character is very intimidating but also incredibly cool, and I'm excited to see what will happen in the future with her, because she from this negotiation alone she has become one of the most interesting plot characters
Hmm.
to me, at least.
So where do you put Jade then?
I will i will put her in A, if my PC lets me do that without lagging.
All right.
um just because for S, I would also have to love her gameplay really much. I like what it wants to be, and I will have to see it in game to be 100% sure I like it.
Okay.
But yeah, character wise alone, she is absolutely S tier. But the gameplay, since I can't really try it yet, is dragging her down a little bit.
Well, I'm gonna be at least with Jade. I will put her in S above Robin and even Hua Hua. Actually, I'm gonna put her next to Zila. She's just below Zila, and the reason being, uh, to which you can absolutely say yes to. The reason being, me being scared I'm gonna lose all of my Jades with her.
Yeah, she was very um
I said, and I quote, "Stop making me like you." Um, yeah, she will either be my downfall in terms of Jades, or I will skip. It all depends on her gameplay, but just because of that incredibly funny encounter, I think she deserves an S tier. But again, this is purely on uh, the character. We don't got gameplay yet.
um and again, if you look at that, I placed no and absolutely no quantum character lower than B.
Let's see where I put my lowest quantum. Holy shit, my lowest quantum is Linksy, also at B.
Yeah, because quantum characters are so well made in this game, and for all
Yep.
that, like Mahan thought she was lightning. No, she's quantum. Um, so yeah, they are
Wait, I thought
incredibly
who was lightning?
well. They are incredibly good at making quantum characters. The quantum characters pop off with personality, with looks, and with gameplay most of the time. So, quantum is the default best element in the whole fucking game. For me, personally.
I mean, I still believe Acheron is quantum because I keep forgetting. The black hole throws me off.
She's lightning.
Yeah, I know she's lightning, but like it keeps throwing me off with the black hole, and she being the self-annihilator of nihility. You know, it throws me off. So in the end, uh, which tier do you have the most people in? Because if we count my beloved as S, which I will, I have the most characters in S tier.
Yeah, same. I have Himeko, Bronya, Seele, Silver Wolf, Blade, Kafka, Fusheng, Topaz, Horhor, Sparkle, Aventurine, Galaga, Acheron, Boot Hill, Robin, and Firefly in S tier.
On my S tier, going from top to bottom, it's Boothill, Serval Wolf, Firefly, Acheron, Sparkle, Gallagher, Seele, Jade, which may change, Himeko, Huohuo, Robin, Aventurine. That's my S tier.
Yeah. And
Second,
my F tier is Yanqing and Hook.
well, my F tier, if we count Oh God No and Up for Deletion, starting from F tier, we got Pela, Sampo, Tingyun, Gepard, Bronya, Yanqing. Then on Oh God No, we've got Hook, uh, Dr. Ratio, Natasha, and Loucha. And lastly, in Up for Deletion, we've got Argenti.
Yeah.
The rest are anywhere between A and D, with Blade being in D mostly because of how his kit works. In terms of character, I would put him in B, maybe A. But his kit drags him down all the way to D. I don't like his kit. His character's fine, B or C, but yeah, because of his kit, D. And I will be legally prosecuted for my Ruan Mei placement in D. So yeah, we have amazing thingies.
Just to say for the two other characters, because I can say something for them since I've seen the drip marketing. I like their looks a little bit. I'm most excited for the fox guy because first off he's a guy, second he's a fox, third I'm a furry and gay. Fourth, fourth and most importantly, his description says he's a healer from the Xianzhou, but he's Nihility Path. So I'm really
Ooh,
expecting a Nihility character that can somehow
healing
heal
through
with
pay?
debuffs or
Ooh,
DOTs.
that's cool.
So I'm very excited for it, and if you don't do this Hoyoverse, I think you will get a lot of hate because if you call a person a healer multiple times in their description text and then don't make them heal, you will absolutely get hated.
Now I need to ask you for one last thing.
Hmm?
After you put everyone, if you wanna put the two new ones as well. Once you're done, click on save for download, and then at the top there's download image. Okay.
Yo, I think
If you don't want to put them, just leave them
just
outside of
from
the tier list.
I want my PC to work and not lag. Just from the looks, I would put the guy in B,
Okay. And the
and
girl, I think.
Yunli is her name. I would put in C.
Okay.
So yeah. Um, so yeah. This is now my tier list of Karakturusu.
Yeah,
Of course, Pom Pom is S double plus tier because Pom Pom is the best conductor of
S
the
tier
whole
goes to
fucking
my
train.
beloved as well. Yeah, true. I'm gonna add that in later in post like Pom Pom. Also, I thought it would be funny, and we have to do that.
Yeah.
Svarog and Nambi, where?
Nambi S tier, Svarog A.
Yeah, I mean,
If he weren't if he weren't a robot, he would absolutely be Smash. Who am I kidding? He's Smash.
I can agree, but I would put Svarog also in S. All right, so now that we've gotten pretty much through every. Wait, no. One last character we have to put.
Okay,
Clocky. Where do we put Clocky?
that's
I'm not gonna
hard.
put Hanu or anyone like that. No, just Clocky.
I would say A. I like Clocky.
I like Clocky, but it's a bit too annoying, so I would say high B.
You
Like
would
next to
say that
Qingque.
you wouldn't say that you like Clocky as much. Oh boy.
And that's exactly why he's B. So, yeah.